Hello, everyone. Sorry we're a bit late today. 8:05. I know we're a bit late, um, but we're here now. So we'll just wait till people start trickling in, and we'll see how many people are around. I know the weather outside is absolutely scorcher of a weekend, so it might affect the people the weekend. So we'll wait and see if people start turning up anyway. But sure, we'll see how we go. There's four people online already. You've obviously been waiting around. I'm actually sweating. It is so warm here today. So how have you all been? Jim, how are you? How are you keeping? Um, I hope you're having a good weekend or start of the weekend, today being Friday. Podrick, hello, how are you? Yeah, it's hot. It's still hot here today now. I'm actually parched. Um, it's ridiculously hot today. Being Irish, we're not used to the heat. But sure, we'll get over it. How was everyone's weekend anyway? Podrick, Jim, have you been, or have you started off your weekend correctly? Are you having a few beverages, or are you just chilling out for the evening? Um, work has been busy here for me, so the collecting side of it has been quiet, and I'm having problems with my camera. I haven't been able to upload a video in the last 2 weeks, but hopefully that should be rectified now this weekend. I got it back, and everything should be working. So we have a backlog of videos that will be going up. Hopefully, hopefully tomorrow we're going to get them up. Uh, a few tomorrow and a few Sunday if I can, just to try and catch up. So we've six people online anyway. In relation to what else have I been doing for the weekend collecting wise? Nothing major. I gave a few antique shops a visit to see had they anything interesting. Selection is a bit small at the minute, I suppose. No, I'm on doctor's orders. As many beverages possible. Very good. Um, so Jim is having a few beers anyway. I suppose Stan and Military Collectibles will probably show their faces at some point in time throughout the day. Um, Stan is there. Speak of the devil. Brian, how are you? Waiting on the RUC ladies video. The RUC ladies video actually was done and was uploaded and ready to go, but it corrupted, so I have to redo it again. For some reason, I uploaded a few videos and they all corrupted, so I had to redo them. I don't know if you can see him behind me, Brian. There will be a UDR dress uniform one coming up soon. But yes, the RUC female uniform is coming up as well. I would say put one up each day, more treats each day as is better for promoting. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might put up one a day. We'll wait and see. It's just been a nuisance really, but we'll get there. I was watching today. I was they're nice and short little videos though. But I was watching Military Collectibles videos on the division patches, the British division patches, which I found quite interesting actually. But yeah, Stan, how are you anyway? How was your weekend? You popped in there and you said hello, Jim. Steel helmet, Stan. Hey, Stan, mate. Yeah. So that's the crack anyway. Um, like it's been a bit of a nuisance having the camera not working, and I know guys. Stan does it on his phone and stuff like that, and Military Collectibles use their phone as well. Military Collectibles, evening, how are you? Use their phones to shoot the videos, but I can't do it. I don't know how I can do it. It doesn't work for me. So now that my camera is back, hopefully we'll be up and going. We'll be up and running. So that's a good thing. Hey Jim, good evening, a good weekend. No beer for me. Driving tomorrow. Oh, you're gonna have diving in Scotland by any chance or nearby? I know you were meant to be going a few weeks ago, but something happened, you didn't go anyway. Military collectibles. Hello, CJ, sir. Um, how is your man cave 2.0 coming along? It's, the Steel Helmet Stand headquarters in the attic. Have you all finished and happy out and ready to go? Podrick sent you an email, mate. Okay. Podrick, I have to send you a good video guide for growing your channel as someone who is close to a marketer. I can say these tips are invaluable. Howdy, Jim, too. Well, so that's good to know, Podrick. Yeah, you're in Scotland. You're off to Scotland going diving. Hi, Steve Mohammed Stan. It'll be sort of done over the next week or so. Oh, that's very good. When's your birthday, actually? I know you were saying in one of your last videos your birthday coming up. Is it the end of this month or the start of next month? I can't remember. We're eagerly waiting for your unboxing of all your birthday presents. We'll all be saying we should all get cakes actually, and have a party for Stan when he turns a certain age. We won't say what age he's going to be, but we should all blow out candles. Very good, Steel Helmet Stan. Evening, CJ. Evening, Jim. Birthday on Sunday. Oh, very good. This Sunday coming. Niall, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, so that's the crack anyway. So how's everyone been? As I was, as I was saying there to everyone, my collecting over the last week or two, I've been busy with work and stuff, so it's not been up to much. I have visited a few antique shops, and I'm actually very disappointed with the selection of stuff that is there at the minute. There doesn't seem to be much stuff around at the minute, and I suppose that's just with COVID and things like that the guys haven't been around to buy and sell and supply and things like that. But and my camera was broke, so that's why it took me a few. I haven't had videos up for a few weeks, but hopefully this weekend now we'll rectify that, and I'll try and get one up Saturday, and I'll try and get one up Sunday, and we'll do that. I might get another one up Wednesday. We'll try and get them up like that. And yes, there will be a female RUC officer coming along. There will be two mannequins on parade. Well, this one anyway for definite will be coming up. I'm not going to go too much into it, but he will be definitely coming up anyway. As long as the cake is plain. Absolutely boiling to death. Fitness test running around in baking hot square all day. How did you get on though? Did you do okay? That's the main thing. Yeah, and the heat. You'll have to get used to the heat. Managed to get some 58 pattern webbing this week. Oh, very good. If I'd have known you were after 58 pattern, I have bits and pieces around the place I could have given you. But sure, there we go. Just another little tidbit. This will be coming up on a video shortly. Airsoft replica YouTube. Don't have a panic. Don't have a conniption. And it is unloaded and perfectly safe. Nothing in it. All empty. That will be coming up. It is a 1911. Colt 1911. It is the truest one I could find. It's got its own serial number, 1911, all that markings on it and bits and bobs. So that will be coming up on a video also. So that's another little taster of what's coming up. Where are we going? To manage to get it. Did all right, yeah, was fine. That's perfect. That's good. 58 pattern webbing is cheap at Silverman's in Mile End, London. They must have loads of it. Silverman's though is always Army Navy store. I suppose Silverman is always. When I was in the military, Silverman's, we used to get stuff off Silverman's. For ourselves, we used to buy private stuff. Want to try and get some M69 flak jackets in. I want to try. I want to try and get some M69 flak jackets. You want to buy an M69? They're getting expensive these days, no? Do you want like this type of version for Northern Ireland or for the Vietnam variant? Uh, Lovely looking Colt pistol. Yeah, it's the probably the best copy I could find. With Irish laws and stuff, it's easy to get a DX and get airsoft. The airsoft stuff to the untrained eye, it's pretty damn good. Like, so yeah, so that's why I got that. It's the only pistol actually I have in the entire collection. I only have that pistol. Jim Timber. I paid £20 for a yoke, large pouches. I think all of it bear the pack on the. I think all of it bear the pack on the back. Unsure as I haven't looked at it properly. I wouldn't worry about the pack. Pack is a frigging nightmare anyway. No one ever used the bloody thing. M59, M58 pattern nightmare to us in the wet. Yeah, I didn't use it. Thankfully, we had the PLCE, but the reserves had the 58 pattern, and it was an absolute nightmare for them. It used to, if they got wet or anything like that, it nearly tripled in weight, and uh, it you'd see the guys and if they were after a long route march, they'd have webbing burns and everything, and it was just a nightmare. One I can use for an Irish soldier. I'm trying to set up a border. Oh, so you want the cotton? Was it a cotton? It was cotton. The actual outside of it was cotton rather than the sort of nylon type web or type cover that they have on them. They had puncher roll, two stand mate, Browning pistol holder, and compass pouch are rare now. Yeah, the pistol holders aren't that rare. The compass pouch is, yeah, but the pistols you see coming along the whole time. My flak jacket for Northern Ireland came from Amazon. Cost me 50 quid to import to import. So expect to pay a hard price. You got a flak jacket of Amazon for Northern Ireland. Fair play to you. Oh, sorry, Arizona. Ah, that's different. That's different. I got one very very cheap actually, and I had a spare one, and I swapped it to Simon Moore. I sent it to Simon Moore. Remember the poncho holder? No, yeah, the poncho holder. Yeah, it depends. The poncho roll holder and the 58 pattern varied where it was worn. The commandos used to wear it above the kidney pouches. Some guys used to wear it under the kidney pouches. Some guys wouldn't wear it at all. It was for what it was initially. It was fine, but as oh, excuse me, um, it never improved. It should have improved. Like obviously 58. It was the 58 pattern weapon and went all the way through service up until the 90s. You can actually still see guys wearing it in Gulf War One with the SLRs, the signals and rear echelon. I won't say rear, but the non-infantry guys still had SLRs and 58 pattern in 1991 in the Gulf War, first Gulf War. Cotton, no Velcro, only buttons. Very hard to find. Very Irish gear. Very Irish gear is hard to find. Just manage a Swedish pouch for the Gustav. Yeah, this Irish stuff you see isn't sold as surplus. Um, and that goes back to the troubles. They've never ever sold any of their equipment surplus, and it's very hard to get it. It is very hard to get it. Where are we going? Paris tabbed for 100 plus miles wearing 58 pattern in the Falklands. Awesome achievement. It was an awesome, a very good achievement. Um, don't forget the Marines. The Marines were involved in that long tab as well, or the long yomp as they call it. Yeah, it hasn't got the pistol holder, but I just thought it was a local buy and I can put it with one of my three Mark 6 helmets. Yeah, perfect. It was used with the Mark 6, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with you putting it with the Mark 6. I have the pattern 60 uniform and the pattern 85 uniform with the zipped chest, pockets. Have boots, shirt, tie, beret too. Are you talking about the Irish uniform now or the British uniform? Um, 60 pattern and the 85th pattern, there wasn't much difference. Um, it was literally changing the pockets. Everything else is pretty much the same. I presume you're talking about the Irish one. I used it in the early 90s 58 pattern. Yeah, I never used it, thankfully, but I believe it was an absolute nightmare. All my stuff has come from buddies in the DF. Yeah, that's about the only way you're going to get it. Is if you know somebody in the Irish Defence Forces and they have a spare set or they have a set that was what's called waddied or binned. So basically, it got ripped or it's not fit for service anymore, and they managed somehow to keep it. That's the only way you're going to really get stuff. Um, and like even to this day, the DPM uniform. I did hear a rumor actually that they're talking about in the next 4 years they're getting rid of the paddy flash and they're going to go to multicam off the shelf. I heard that there this week or last week. Um, so that'll be interesting to see if that happens. It'll be sad if it happens, but it'll be interesting to see. Um, yeah, you'll see, and then you'll see an awful lot of the camouflage stuff going up in price. It's already ridiculous in price. If you can get it, you're not supposed to be able to buy it, but there are ways around the place of getting it. I actually don't have any of the paddy flash stuff, only my own um, set that I kept after I left. Only one set of it. I have a shirt, poncho, shirt, smock, pants, and barracks jacket. That's all I have. Everything else I handed back. Steel helmet stand. The pistol holder is not in my collection. Either good bit of kit though. Yeah, the 58 pattern is very good because it does a multitude of stuff and you can cover Irish with it, British. There are pictures of it being used in South Africa. There are pictures of it recently after popping up in Syria, being worn by guys. So yeah, you can get away with having the 58 pattern for lots and lots of different things. The Falklands terrain was a nightmare to walk on. I was there in 1994. Very easy to go over on your ankle, round clumps of grass, little space in between for footing. There's a friend of mine actually. He's actually here in Ireland now, but he was ex. Can't remember what regiment he was in, but he did time in the Falklands after he was there in '84, and he basically said they went over to do cleanups and tidy ups and things like that when there was a big presence still on the Falklands, and they used to have to go everywhere with a mind map. And he said because there was mines still literally thrown around everywhere all over the Falklands, like. So he said, yeah, it was very, very dangerous. And he said the penguins and sheep and stuff would disappear. You'd hear a bang every now and again, and one of them would disappear. Jim Timber 2, just been looking around 15 to 20 pounds for a holster. I will have a look and see if I do have a spare. All my webbing is up there on top of the wardrobe. I need to find a better way of storing it, actually. Um, I need to get it down and have a look and see if I can find a better way of storing it. But like as I said, this is only an interim war room. Hopefully, we won't be here much longer. We'll be in a different one, and we'll have a lot more space, and stuff can be laid out. And then we will be actually doing a proper tour of it. Um, so that's what we're going on. I actually did do a bit of tidying during the week, and I actually did a video on it because I was actually shocked. Do you know the way I did a video on my British World War II collection? Well, I've actually done a video on my American World War II collection because it's actually creeped up on me because I've gotten bits and pieces here and there, and the actual collection has creeped up, and I have a fairly substantial collection. Now, I could nearly do a full impression of a American soldier in World War II. So that'll be coming up as well, actually. I sold a job lot of 58 pattern webbing a few years back at a vintage rally at a vintage rally to a Bosnian commando who was in the UK on holidays. He said it was better than the stuff he was issued with. Jesus, that must have been bad. Um, even for that guy to think that the 58 pattern. No, the 58, there's nothing wrong with the 58 pattern. If you take off the kidney pouches at the back, and if it doesn't get wet, it's a good set of webbing. Like, heads up for a great book, Falklands hero Ian Mackay by John Grimsby, published by Pen and Sword 2011 or 2012. Andrew, how are you? Evening troops, everything's good. There is a good book as well that I read about the Falklands. And it was actually made into a film, Tumbledown. Lawrence, Jesus, what was his second name? He was a Coldstream, or was he Scots Guards officer. He got shot in the head on Tumbledown and lost 40% of his brain, but actually survived. And they made a movie about him as well, Tumbledown. That's a good book. Yeah. Jesus, Lawrence. Can't think of the man's second name. Let's look it up, actually. It was a good book. Where have we gone? Are you getting purpose-built building done, John? Separate from the house? Yeah, I am. I bought a mobile home, but it turned out to be rotten and there was too much work and stuff in it. So I actually sold that off, and hopefully there is my house has been renovated. So when everything is done, all this will be getting moved out, and the builders are actually converting a container, a 20 foot by 10 foot container for me, that they're using at the minute for storage and for keeping of supplies and stuff while they're building the house. So that will be converted into my man cave shed type thing. So that's hopefully what's going to happen. Where are we going? Andrew Johnson, hello, how are you? Robert Lawrence, that was the man. Robert Lawrence, yeah, that's a good book actually. He got a bit bitter, I suppose. Well, I can't blame the man, but he sorry, the frog caught my throat. He did get a bit bitter with how he believed that they were treated after they got back. There were some strange things like that. They were told that they were going to get a car. They were being presented with a car, and they got fitted for the cars and everything, and then apparently the price of the cars were being taken out of their pensions. Other things then, like they were going to commemorative masses and things like that, or commemorative church celebration. They're not really a celebration, but you know what I mean. And they were told they couldn't wear their uniforms, things like that. It's things like that. He did get a bit bitter towards the end. There's another good movie actually on the Falklands. I believe it's actually on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube anyway. It was called An Ungentlemanly Act. And that was about the taking of the government house in Port Stanley. So yeah, that was another good movie actually. Colin Firth, the actor who played a good version on television film called Tumbledown. Yeah, so that's the same film. Is he the soldier who was on the... Yeah, he was actually. He did do... the real Robert Lawrence did a interview on a... It's actually up on YouTube. If you look up called Gay Byrne Late TV Show, Late Show, Robert Lawrence interview. The actual real guy does an interview on that, and he doesn't hold back actually. If you ask me, it's a good film, or it's a good interview. It's about a 20 minute long interview, which is very good. It's a good thing. Look that up. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this off here actually. So turn that off there. Yeah, so that is a good movie. The Ungentlemanly Act. I don't really remember many other Falklands war movies. When you can, I suppose it wasn't that Hollywood, if you get me. Whereas like Vietnam, there's tons of them. World War One, World War Two. There's movies about that. Falklands, I don't very. They're the only two. Tumbledown and that Ungentlemanly Act are the only two that pop to mind anyway. Another good film around the Falklands is the Denzel Washington for Queen and Country. Never seen that one. Don't know that one now, Jim. I must look up that one. For Queen and Country with Denzel Washington in it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know that one. Um, yeah, as I was saying, like it's strange that the that you don't see many of those films. Oh, because lads, you're restricted. 1989. You're making me eat my words here now. You're going to fire films at me left, right, and centre that I haven't seen. I must look up some of these films. Um, yeah. Dutch actually sent me a message there earlier on that he's not around tonight. He put up a message. Oh, pardon me. I don't know what the hell's come over me. Between frogs caught my throat and yawning. I don't know what's going on. But BFBS channel on YouTube. Tea and Medals is a good real life story thing. Oh, okay. I must look. Actually, I've seen a few advertisements for that. Or down your suggestions box. I've actually seen a few. I must check out a few of them. I must look up a few of those tea and medals. There was one there not so long ago. Was it Afghanistan? Royal Marine in Afghanistan. It comes up in my suggestion box. I must actually start clicking on it and have a look. Can't click on that now, Jim, or I'll end up going out of the live stream. So I'll have to find it another time. But why do I keep saying but Jesus, I'm in a strange mood today now. Weird mood. But we'll get. Oh, okay. I must look up that myself. It's here on the tube, as they say. Um, yeah, but the heat here today in Ireland has been absolutely ridiculous. It was 27 degrees at like 7 o'clock, and I was just melting. It's way too hot. I don't like the heat. I've seen the South Georgia one, ambush in Basra. An ambush in Basra. Oh, that's the tea and medals thing. I must look up that. Yeah, I'll definitely look up that. It was a link to. Okay, I'll look up that. So, yeah, tea and medals. Tea and medals. Yeah, tea and medals. I must look up some of their stuff. The thing about it too is time. Like, there's always like military collectibles. He's doing up his core badges lately the last few days, and they're so interesting and they're so nice, and they're only a couple of minutes, but I'm missing them. I'm missing one and getting this one and getting that one and everything. So I must actually sit down when I have time and physically go onto his channel and just go down through all his things, because when you're looking at when you do it that way, you miss a video or whatever, it'll show you, like, there'll be a red line through what you've watched. So that's how I catch up on things. I do that with Stan as well, actually. But so who have we? Nick Sanders. Hello, how are you? Anything to Colonel Sanders? But sorry, I'm only joking. So that's how I catch up on guys' videos that I've missed. Thankfully, I haven't missed many. But I do apologize, CJ. I must catch up on your badges, the patches. I've watched one or two of them, and they are interesting. Army of the Rhine stuff that he's covering now at the minute. different formation badges. Where have we gone? Nick Sanders, hello, sir. Hello. Boy, Jim, do you know Nick? Jim is like our go-to guy for finding people. Got a lot more division patches to get through. CJ, your collection, I'd say, must be phenomenal. I'd love to actually get to see it, because you seem to pull new stuff out of the woodwork every day of the week, which I think is great. And I mean, it's a great uh, thing to see as well, that you've put that much time and effort into. It's fantastic. Like, where have we gone? Really enjoyed watching the patch videos. Yeah, they are very good. And CJ's videos are always good and very entertaining. I like watching them. I was a corporal, never made it to colonel. So very good, very good. Military collectibles, nice one. Well, that's Sunday afternoon sorted. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you would have to be opening doing your unboxing in the videos. So yeah, so I'll have to get an old bottle of Tulski again and sit down and watch the videos or something. There are other beers out there, YouTube. Jesus, I can't believe I have to keep saying this crap. Uh, I've met a lot of people of my time on YT. Uh, well, the more the merrier. I haven't even checked the channel lately, because I was a bit. I must admit now I was a bit peed off during the week because of my camera not working, and because the whatever reason it wasn't putting the stuff onto the memory card, and I couldn't take it off then, and I was getting a bit peed off with it. So that's why it's been quiet. So hopefully over this weekend now we'll get it sorted and we'll get it up and running again. Um. So yeah. So that is me apologizing to you guys. I did do a bit of I was a bit of a pain in the arse this week, and I did get a bit peed off with it because things weren't going right for me. So hopefully things are back to normal now, so we're good to go. Thank you so much. Most of the division patches came from car boot sale. I used to have lots of cloth shoulder titles and trade patches, but sold them when I went over to German helmets. Um, the only British, I have some American ones. Uh, the only British shoulder titles I have, bar but say from the Second World War and stuff like that. I have Royal Ulster Rifles scrolls, or I don't know, you call them scrolls titles. I think that's about it. I'm just going to check here actually because I actually have my badges handy nearby, and I keep them all very neat and tidy in a Ziploc bag. So let's have a quick look and we'll see what I actually have. It's a very modern one actually that I got off a friend of mine. I don't know if any of you know what that is, but that is the Afghan. Is it Afghan? Yeah, Afghan commandos, and MARSOC, the Marine Raiders, worked a lot with them. So that's that patch. Very modern one. Yeah, there's mine. Royal Ulster Rifles. And it's rifles green, so I can barely even make it out. So that's that one. I'm not even going to dig into this bag, but there's lots of stuff in here. There's modern ones that I got that I have for trading and things like that. Then I have old rank markings, sergeant rank markings, British. Crown off of British rank marking. There's the corporal version of that sergeant one. And there's the Lance Corporal. So I have that set. Then I have the newer type ones. So I actually have a set of sergeant. Oh no, then there's the corporal one. I actually have a set of sergeant ones that I didn't know I had. And yeah, so that's it. Oh, I actually do have. These are my. These are all the modern ones, if I remember correctly. Then I have. These are my American ones that I've picked up over the years. Sorry, I'm forgetting about questions. Where have we gone? I've just had the COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine that made me sweat. No other side effects though, other than the urge to buy more para-battalion patches. I have had the Pfizer. I've had both of them. I didn't have any effects with either. Um, but I know guys that have had the Moderna and have been as sick as dogs. But the Pfizer, I didn't have any side effects at all. Now, I don't know if these are my American ones. That's the third division. Um, I know I keep referring to him, but you have Audie Murphy. That was his division, most decorated soldier in the Second World War. Then I have these ones, military collectibles. You might be able to help me out. I don't know what that one is. I don't know what that one is. That's the 101st Airborne, obviously. Then we have 82nd Airborne. Don't have a clue what that one is. Don't have a clue what that one is. I know that is some infantry division. I have 28, I think it is. I'm not sure. Don't have a clue what that one is. I think that's the 5th division. I'm not sure. Don't have a clue neither what that one is. As you can tell, I'm very interested in these, but I don't know what they are. Don't know what that one is neither. Don't know what that one is. And I think that's a Marine one. I'm not sure. I don't know what that one is. I'm guessing that's the 8th something or other, and then that one is the 2nd something or other. That's what I have. And then I have like a medic's armband, and I have a military police armband, and that's it really for my World War II patches. Well, I presume these are all World War II. I got them as a World War II lot, and they've all been stuck to a scrapbook as well. So, yeah. Where have we gone? Steel Helmet Stand, just go for its stand, mate. Where have we gone? Jim Timber. Sorry, Jim Timber 2. It's funny, I was okay after the first jab, but after the second, I had the urge to go buy more military surplus and Cold War helmets. Uh, I think I had those side effects for years. I've had them for years as well. Steel helmet stand, just go for it, stand, mate. It's all good. Podrick, um, were subdued rank markings worn in Northern Ireland or none at all. Um, not too wise on British combat procedures. Just wondering how your CO from privates. Officers wore the rank markings, but they wore them on brassards. I actually have some somewhere. I don't know where they are. 1 second, I just have to turn this down a small bit. Oh, sorry, I'm back. The rank markings were worn on these things. That's a plain one, and it's called a brassard, right? And it was literally so they could take on and off their rank when they went on patrols. So that's a sergeant. It's another blank one. Then you had the UDR, or the Ulster Defence Regiment, or the Rifles Regiment, wore the green rank mark, and that's a Lance Corporal. And then you have a Lance Corporal here then as well, again in the camouflage version. So that's how you see them a lot, wearing them on patrol and stuff like that. You do see them wearing them stitched to stuff, but if you normally see them on a brassard that they can take on and take off. So I hope that answers your question. Where have we gone? I'll watch the US patches in the vid. I'll watch the US patches in the vid when it gets posted and post comments. Perfect. That'll do. That'll be perfect. The OC had his hands in his pockets, and yeah, and then the Sergeant Major was always known by a handlebar mustache and a swagger stick, and would be a big giant pain in your bottom. You'd always know who he was. Um, but yeah, then you do see if I have them here, like you do see these type of ranks being sewn onto shirts. But generally on combat jackets, they wore brassards or stuff that they could take off. Um, and then later on in the 58 or the Soldier 95, they come up with this type of thing. They could be slotted on and slotted off. Um, yeah, that's a Colour Sergeant's one. So I have a few of them as well. I must put all this stuff in a frame or some way of showing it off. I have a load of German ones that a subscriber sent me, and I need to start putting them in a frame as well and show them off. What's this one? And this is the old, we'll say, Lieutenant's Type 1. And because it is black, I believe that's a rifles one. Yeah, you could nearly, like there are guys that would nearly be able to tell you vintage and the time of insignia as well, because there's a lot to it. There's the 2nd Battalion UDR shoulder slides that would go over the top of their epaulet on their jumper or their shirt to say that they were 2nd Battalion. So yeah, so that's that. Where have we gone? I'd say my barber jacket may go well with that type of living history. The barber jackets were actually worn in the north. What's known as the wax jacket, for rain gear and stuff like that. They were worn. The higher ups usually put their vehicle checkpoints on the bends of the road. On the bends of the roads, the higher ups usually put their vehicle checkpoints on the bends of the roads, ignoring the advice of the accompanying. Yeah, they used to do silly things. I need some Bundeswehr ones. Bundeswehr rank markings. Brian, RUC Constable or RUCLO. Not sure what you mean by that abbreviation. The RUC Constables would wear their numbers on their shoulders, and the sergeant actually wore the 3 stripes on his cuff. He didn't actually wear them up on, we say, like normal rank markings. They were worn like a cuff on their jumpers and jackets, tunics. Another great film, Queen's Country, 2014, based around the Malayan crisis, where my father served, being a brain dump, as my old dad loved his barber. Oh, yeah, the barber jackets were worn. They were worn a lot by the guys in the north. And the other jacket then that they would wear a lot, you'd see them big borrowing and stealing to wear, was the windproofs, the windproof jacket, the Arctic windproof jacket. And there was another big, actually have one of them. The thing is it's like a friggin' trench coat. Um, and it looks the same as a windproof, but it's not. It's a lot heavier. It's an Arctic jacket. They were very popular as well for like static guards and Sanger duty and stuff like that. I might actually do a video on it. I do have one of them. It's huge. They're nearly down to your knee, but they're a good jacket. Sorry, I'm just gonna put it there. Where have we gone? Our dispatch guys still had a full barber jacket and trousers. Always tried to get a set, but they were well guarded. Um, I actually have a private purchase barber jacket that was given to me by a chap that was up there. And I suppose I could do a video on it if you like, in relation to um, barber jackets, just to show you what they're like and what they are. We're at 44 minutes, guys, already. No, I did promise. Um, I can only I can't stay that late long tonight now because I have stuff to do. So we're going to finish it off at an hour. So I know, I'm sorry, an awful lot of you will be disappointed with that. I do apologize. Next week's broadcast or next Friday's live stream will be longer. But tonight I'm cut for time, so I have to stick to the time allotted to me. Um, RCLO, Royal Ulster Constabulary Liaison Officer, accompanied military patrols, foot patrols. Oh, okay, sorry. Now I understand what you mean. Yes. Um, yeah. Uh, like it's weird. It's a weird one. Whereas literally the army in Northern Ireland were literally used as well to protect police around to do their regular business, like handing out summonses, mannequin tax and insurance checkpoints. You would have to have soldiers protecting them. So like it was a weird situation up there. Like Barber had to check. Barber had check liners, very heavy wax cotton though. Yeah, they did. There was like some of them nearly have that black watch type of that tartan on the inside of them as well. But they're a good jacket. I had one of them in the 80s. When I used to go to school. RAF foul weather smocks were also used to. Uh, are the army ones any different? Barber jackets were well worth the money. Great pockets. Um, I don't know. But if I don't know if I only have the one I have is a private purchase one. I don't actually have the issue army ones. There is a video that goes around that's on YouTube called is it Bandit Country, South Armagh or South Armagh Bandit Country, and it follows the Royal Scots in South Armagh, and some of those guys are actually wearing the army version of the the Barber jacket, but some of them also have the private purchase one. Um, so yeah, so if you want to have a look at them and try and see what they're like, that video I'd recommend that video for you to go and see it. So that's it anyway. Where are we going? You can put a pillow in a pocket, a back pocket, and sit on it. Imagine that. Yeah, they had a massive what's known as a porter's pocket across the back of them. So yeah, so they were handy that way. How long were the early shiny Mark Six made? Don't they only make them from for a year or two? Anyway, I got one. The early shiny ones were made from 83 to 85, I believe. Then the what you call it ones? The rough ones come in. Yeah. Um, yeah, so these I think these ones come in from 85 and the other ones were from 83, late 83 to 85 when they started coming on issue. Textured, that's the word I'm looking for. Barber were used by poachers in the Devon countryside to store rabbits, trout, and pheasant. Don't ask me how I know this. I won't ask you, Jim, how you know that. Um, but yeah, look, we all know that these things were done, so we won't worry about it. So yeah, so that was done a lot. That was done. It didn't even have to be done in Devon. It was done here too. Um, yeah, they used to go. I can remember when I was a child, the lads used to go gaffing. That the older kids would go gaffing, the teenagers and stuff like that. And what it was basically was they put on waders, and they had like a pole with a hook on it, and they'd stand in the river, and they'd narrow the river down to a choke point, and they'd stand in the river, and the salmon and stuff would swim up to this choke point, and it was normally done in the evening or at night, and the lads literally just gaff them out of the river. Sorry, I don't know if I'm going to get a jink for that one, but yeah, that's what was done in historical context. That was a way of catching fish in the 80s. Um, I think I dug myself out of that hole, but there we go. Uh, Yeah. Sorry, getting back to the Mark 6. So yeah, but I mean, the Mark 6, the shiny ones, um, they're getting harder to get now as well. They are getting very hard to get. I'm going to try and catch a crab tomorrow. Oh, you're going diving. I was going to what are you going doing? Oh yeah, you're going diving. You go. Can you go spearfishing in England and in Scotland and stuff? Because I know you can do that here, but you actually have to have a license for a spear gun then, which is a bit strange. But yeah, well, I suppose it's not strange, but you have to have a license for a spear gun, but you can do it here. I've never tried it, but you can do it. We call it ripping in Scotland. Okay, so yeah, gaffing. Yeah, okay. Historical fishing in Scotland is known as ripping. Okay, that's us all covered now. Everything, all the P's and Q's and P's and Q's and the I's are dotted. Uh, I had a mate in Thornton that could tickle trout. Literally used to place his hand under the river. I've seen it done actually under the river bank, and half an hour later, about a four fish trout into the bank. Yeah, I've seen it done. I wouldn't have the patience to do it, but I've seen it done. Tickling trout. Yeah, that's another fish actually as well. That it's getting harder to get. You don't see many of them around now. Yes, you can. I haven't got one, but I've done it in Oz. I paid £40 for the Mark 6 helmet. That's not a bad shiny Mark 6. Yeah, they're that's the going price for them. But I don't know if people at this, they probably will, but they probably do. But a lot of people that are selling them don't know the difference between the early one and the late one. They're just putting them down as Mark 6 helmets. So we'll say if you do a search for a Mark 6 helmet, you literally have to try and get through them all and buy the pictures, try and find the shiny one. That's the issue that I find. I will find one eventually, because I want to turn this one into the early period riot version. So, but I've done a video on this. This is actually the textured one, and I'll find the use for this helmet as well. But I want to turn this into the early version, because in the early version, the shiny version, the guys wouldn't wear the helmet covers, because whatever the helmet covers were made of at the time, if they got hit with a petrol bomb or something like that, they would actually melt them, and it would drip onto them. The helmet cover would melt and drip onto them. So they used to voluntarily or by choice not wear their covers on them. So that's why I've done it that way. Is there a difference in the early? Yeah, there is a difference in as I said, the early helmet covers. Oh, this is a later one. This is a later one. The later ones you can actually tell is this elastic is actually darker and it's stronger. And the earlier ones is a lighter one. The elastic is lighter, and the color is slightly different as well. You can actually see the colors are darker. But this is made of cotton, whereas the original ones were made of like a polyester, and they didn't like them. And you can always tell the older ones as well. This elastic, it all basically disintegrates, and you've a mess of elastic on the top of the helmet. This is actually a later cover, which you can see by the elastic. The elastic is a completely different color. Thankfully, this one has. You can actually see the inside of the elastic there, but thankfully, the outside of the elastic has stayed. And what year is this helmet? This is actually an 85. That's an 85 helmet. So yeah, that's textured as well. So there you go. Ooh, I'm gonna knock everything. This is the para version then. There is actually, that's a parrot. You can tell by the difference by the inside and the chin strap. Now, so there we go. Where have we gone? Is there a difference? I've done that one, Jim. There's a massive strike, really. Petrol bombs are not something I would like to have thrown at me. No, I have had them thrown at me in riot training and stuff like that, and they are quite frightening when you do see them come over and when you see them bursting. David, how are you? Evening. Where have we gone? JC, Cyber, whatever. Jim Timber 2. Jaeger bombs. Yeah, Jaeger bombs are a lot better than a petrol bomb. David Brown, good evening, sir. How are you? Infantryman Productions. You think to collect Brazilian kit from any war? If yes, what war? I haven't thought about collecting Brazilian kit. I'm sorry, I haven't I haven't thought about collecting any Brazilian kit. And Brazilian history in relation to wars and conflicts and stuff wouldn't be my expertise at the minute. What have I missed? Is the fella in fine form? Yeah, I'm all good. I'm happy out. Um, you haven't missed much really. We've been just chatting and talking about bits and bobs and Mark Sixes. The difference in a Mark Six, how to sell a Mark Six old version and new version and things like that. Sorry, I'm talking to the back of my head. There we go. So that's about the only thing we've really been talking about. I am going to have to log off in a few minutes because I have stuff to do this evening. But please catch up on the replay, which will be hopefully up in the morning. But Dave, actually, I messaged you today. Did I answer your message? I can't remember. I'll message you anyway. I need to ask you a question or a query about something, if you don't mind. Steelhammer Stan, I've had a few Sambucas thrown my way before I downed them. I had to blow them out first. Yeah, I can remember actually being in a bar in Gran Canaria. There are other places to travel to YouTube. Stop having a canary. And like that was a lad, and he was so bloody drunk. Somebody handed him a flaming Sambuca, and he up face, eyebrows, everything gone. Good luck. What kit you think to collect in the future? What the next thing after I have concentrated on my British World War II is I hope to plan on not collecting, but putting an impression of a Rhodesian soldier together for the Bush Wars. That would be my next one. After I have done my First World War impression as well. So that would be they're the next two online. Would be my First World War impression and a Rhodesian impression. By chance, did you get my email? I did get an email, Podrick, but I can't remember which one it is. And I do believe I answered you lastly. Nice impression to make. Yeah, the Rhodesians. Yeah, I will hopefully. I do have the pattern 70 South African webbing that made its way across the border for the Rhodesian conflict. So I do have that, and that is the hardest thing to get. The Rhodesian webbing is very hard to get, and I'm lucky. Mine is original. They're very hard to get in Europe. You do see there is a company now in the States that is doing reproduction stuff. The 68, 69 pattern they call it. But when I do get into that area, it'll definitely be that group that I will be buying to for the uniform, because I can't justify in spending just to put an impression together. I can't justify spending that type of money for an original uniform. So it will be a reproduction uniform I will be using. I have to time travel to catch up then. No, you don't have time travel. You just have to wait around until this thing is put up on stream, which will be tonight or tomorrow, depending on YouTube to get itself together. I didn't see a reply, but it was some link to sellers. Oh yes, I did actually, and I emailed one chap, and I'm actually in contact with a chap that will possibly have a riot shield for me, which is fantastic news. So I and I have bought stuff off him in the past, and he's a good guy, and I like dealing with him, and he's actually he is actually holding on to stuff for me at the minute. So yeah, so that will be hopefully, well, it's a plastic shield, and then eventually I hope to get a steel shield if they ever miraculously appear, but we'll get there, one step at a time, as they say. Another superb live stream and very enjoyable to be part of. Lads, you're more than welcome. Um, that's it. Like, you're more than welcome. I do enjoy doing these live streams. Unfortunately, I have to cut tonight's live stream short because of commitments, but I will have videos up. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'll have at least 2 videos up tomorrow, and I'll have 2 videos up on Sunday, and hopefully, then at that stage, we will be caught up, and then we will be back to normal. Whereas we will be doing the live stream of a Friday and a video over the weekend. So, guys, I'll talk to you later. I hope you've had a good time, and cheers, all great for the invite. And I'll see you all as well, lads. Nick, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Um, and I hope to see you again. If any of the metal ones turn up, let me know. I will. They're hard to find as well. But I'll talk to you in a while, guys. Please come back for the next live stream on Friday night, 8 o'clock. Stay tuned for the videos to be uploaded over the weekend. Stay safe over the week and have a good time. Are you from Ireland? Yes, I am. I'm from the west of Ireland. So I hope that answers your question. And I hope to see you next Friday for the live stream at 8 o'clock.